the jailed umbrella movement hero, free as Hong Kong boils. With Beijing bearing down, what's Hong Kong's endgame? Welcome to China Uncensored. I'm Chris Chappell. I'm joined by a man who needs no introduction, Joshua Wong, a leader of the 2014 umbrella movement. Josh, you've been in and out of prison for standing up for the rights of Hong Kong. You were just released from prison. How was the food?
I left prison 26 hours ago. It's hard for me to describe the food inside prison. Or is it possible for me to recognize it as food? I'm really curious.
Yeah, and I hear you were wearing the same pair of underwear for how long?
Same pair of clothes for every 4 days. It's hard for me to understand the logic or the mechanism inside prison. However, at least I left prison and can join the fight now.
Yeah. So do you think your release was politically timed?
I was locked up in prison on 16th of May. During that day, according to the announcement from the court and the Correctional Service Department, the head of prison already let me to know that on 17th of June, I will leave prison. But no one expected on 16th of June, where 2 million people joined the rally.
So that was very good timing.
It's really quite good timing at all.
Yeah. So were you able to get news while you were inside prison?
When I was in prison, I can still read news. However, 24 hours with censorship and pressure is not easy to overcome. But that's really surprise. Even the staff inside prison told me that, hey Joshua, I've joined the fight last Wednesday, 12th of June, to confront Beijing suppression. It really surprised me. They're the one who really receive salary from government, recognized as civil servant. But even the one work inside government, work inside prison also join our fight now.
Wow, so there's a lot of support for that.
It's really impressive.
Yeah. So what was your reaction when you heard that 2 million people took to the streets to protest the extradition bill?
When I was in prison, watch TV news, recognize 2 million people join our fight. I just get an idea. Well, Carrie perhaps might also watching to the TV news, recognize 2 million people join the rally. I'm really excited for it. I believe it's hard for Carrie to have a good sleep since 2 weeks ago.
I bet. Now these protests are much more decentralized and leaderless than the 2014 umbrella movement. Do you think that's been an advantage?
Leaderless, decentralized organics is kind of uniqueness of this movement that we against the extradition law amendment. I would say that it encourages people to have more self-initiative action and also hard for Beijing to target any leader. In the previous day, if they need to end the action, they can just arrest the leader, arrest the representative. But now on, without any specific leader, it's hard for them to figure out the way to deal or negotiate with those activists. The only way out is withdraw the evil law.
So are you concerned that some of the people in these protests will face the same kind of retribution that you and other leaders of the umbrella movement did?
What we ask for is withdraw the extradition law amendment, stop to define protests as riot, not to prosecute and arrest any activists anymore in the future, and Carrie must step down to end her political career. I hope none of the activists will face prosecution. They're the ones who fight for the future of our hometown.
Now I know you've said these protests are not the end game. What do you mean by that?
In the short run, we urge Beijing and Hong Kong government respect on the voice of people to withdraw the proposal, withdraw the evil leader and the evil law. But in the long run, we ask for free election, just like how we fight for freedom and democracy 5 years ago during the umbrella movement. That's why it's a long-term battle.
And what role do you think you have to play in these protests?
I hope that international community continue to keep their spotlight in Hong Kong. I hope people around the world can, through my participation, to let the world to realize that even under the uprising China model, we are not afraid on President Xi and Carrie Lam.
Well, I know a lot of my viewers have been expressing their support for the protesters. What can people outside of Hong Kong do to show their support?
People around the world should put pressure to urge the government keep the eyes in Hong Kong, especially Hong Kong, such a global city, already become kind of protest city. The extradition law amendment is still not withdrawn yet, and how those police of Hong Kong will just purchase rubber bullet, pepper spray from Western country to attack on activists. What I hope is government around the world should never sold rubber bullet or pepper spray towards Hong Kong police force to physically attack on activists.
Well, we don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of days, so just in case, I was wondering if you could give me any advice for how to survive Hong Kong prison.
With support from people, we can try our best to overcome the pressure and threats inside jail. Fight for democracy is not easy, but compared to the price paid by others, just like activists against Beijing pressure have been shot by rubber bullets and sent to hospital last week, and others fight for freedom have been jailed for 7 years. As the one who have just been jailed for a few weeks, I just pay out. It's just a small piece of cake for me.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.